Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Gimmick. I'm the Canadian Nightmare, Tress Nail, and I'm joined by Perth Angle, David himself. David, how's it going on this wrestling-filled weekend here?
Going good. My weekend started off first thing early morning, getting up and watching wrestling live from Australia. It's like my New Japan days all over again.
Yeah, I guess for you, because what was start time 7 for you, right?
7 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 5 a.m., so I was definitely on the replay. I didn't. It was on the replay throughout the day, and then we're joined by gonna make the you bigger because you got the small one there. Perk set. Oh my god, there's a lot of perk going. I missed the memo. My god, but yeah, S-Bubs, how you doing today?
Good.
Oh man, Dominic Mysterio got a new neck tattoo. Jeez Louise, I'm gonna pull that up. Him and Cody for the ultimate face off with in WrestleMania. And it's not even like a side one. It's a full. Look at that. It's a full down the throat, down the Adam's apple tattoo, you know?
You
So,
see, Stephanie Vaquer got one, not like there, but like pretty much the same size, but like on the back. Yeah,
yes.
it was like a
Because
full like the
it's not the
devil
devil,
thing.
but it is the devil, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah.
like her symbol, like the thing with the horns and stuff.
She's living the gimmick, you know? Yeah, because I saw that, and then I saw a lot of memes about Nathan Frazier. He's like very religious on
Oh yeah.
Twitter, so I saw people like, "Don't let him see it. He's gonna lose and stuff." But yeah, so this is what we're doing today. Is we're gonna be talking about Crown Jewel. We're gonna review that. We're gonna do Wrestle Dream predictions. Probably talk a little NXT Invasion, which I've still not got a chance to watch. Draft, and that'll be it. It'll be a quicker one because I'm at the in-laws.
Honestly, I'm super behind on
So the
the
draft will be
draft
next week.
points. Yeah.
The draft will be next week, which is fine because no big WWE show. So, and that's fine because, like I said, I'm at the in-laws. It is happy Thanksgiving to all the Canadians because I'm at. We got some festivities later on, so it's be a quicker show. But we'll do this, and then next week we'll do Wrestledream, and then I'm not sure when are we doing because we got Survivor Series. I know we got to do our shakeups. When is there
Usually we
anything
did that like on
the
because I think
like a
last
week or
time,
two?
I think last year we didn't do a Survivor Series review. I think we did like predictions.
Predictions? Yeah,
So we did it
Yeah.
there.
I'm just trying to
So
see what the next after Wrestle Dream, what their next pay per view is. So
it's
all
Full
out.
Gear, but they have Blood and Guts on like Dynamite in
Right.
between.
Okay. So Full Gear is November 22nd. Isn't Survivor Series or is it just after
I
that?
think it might be after.
I think it is I think it's the 29th. Let me see. Survivor Series 2025. You're hearing us. Why you give it? I literally put in Survivor Series 2025, and it's giving me the Survivors Australian TV series. I don't. How more specific? So it
WWE Survivor Series
20. Yeah, it
2025.
has to be 29. Okay, so maybe what we'll do there is. Yeah, I think what we'll do is, cause, yeah, we'll see. There might be one, or at least a GM mode. At least I think what the plan will be is we'll probably do is the 22nd a Saturday or a Sunday. This is the last check too. Let's see,
There's
that's the
the WWE.
22nd.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, probably what we'll do is we'll probably do a show that weekend at some point. We can review God, what was it? Full Gear we said it was that was coming
Yeah.
up here. Yeah, we'll review Full Gear and then we can also do predictions for Survivor Series and then we can make that the shake up as well because then we'll have a good idea. So kind of similar to this where it'll just be the reverse of WWE will go second and AEW will go first. So there you go. That's kind of our layout and then there'll be a couple GM modes in the between because we got one catch up. So look out for that in the
Yeah.
next
And
24
Survivor
hours. So.
Series is a good one for debuts. So
Yeah, there should be some, but or returns, which that awesome theory. Don't even want to get it there, but we'll see. But yeah, let's start with Crown Jewel here. This one come from Perf. So, Espos, what did you think of the show overall?
Overall, I thought this was a really good show. I think even if like I just liked how like all the matches happened, I'd say mostly without like shenanigans or stuff like that. But the first one I'll allow it because of the stipulation. I feel like that's allowed, but
Oh
it
yeah,
wasn't
that's
like
fine. Yeah,
yeah.
every match had like run-ins or like stuff like that, or just like I don't know, like there's been some other shows where that's just kind of been like the case. Like every match just had something like happening with it. But I thought this was a good show. I thought they were all good matches with some of them being like way above the rest. I thought like there weren't any bad ones or that I thought. And I enjoyed the show. I thought it was a good time.
Mm-hmm. What about you, David?
Yeah. Same. I really enjoyed the show. I thought some of these matches, considering the headline was supposed to be, even though they had the Crown Jewel Championships, the headline was really the John Cena match. And for all that did, I feel like the other matches didn't have to go as hard as they went, but they still gave it their all in this. And like, yeah, they put on some pretty good matches. I mean, other than I felt like Stephanie Victor and Tiffany Stratton could have been just a tad bit longer. That is
They
like
definitely were wrestling in like a save it style. Like we're gonna
yeah,
do
that is
something
my
down the line.
that is my biggest gripe of the whole thing is like, hey, they could have got like 3 more minutes and it would have been pretty good. But other than that, like, yeah, no, it's a great PLE, and I think that again, if I had to rank it, like it's pretty high right now. I'd give it a solid B plus.
Yeah, I think that's where I am. I think I was a little worried with the first two matches because, like, I enjoyed the street fight, but it definitely had like a house show type of vibe to it. Expect like once Roman's getting I know they're in Perth, he's pulling all the gear and the balls, and he's doing that stuff. Like, okay, it feels like when you've seen a street fight or no DQ a house match, and they're just kind of having a good time for some sections of the match, and it's supposed to be this like blood feud, right? Where it's like Bronson's taking him out, but Roman's like memeing to the crowd. So it's like, okay. And then, yeah, I was pretty let down with Stephanie and Tiffany. We'll get there. It wasn't like a bad match. It was like, okay. But then the back half really, like once Cena and AJ happen, and then Seth and Cody's really good. And then actually, no, I will lie. I have not, you guys will have to cover me. I've not seen the women's tag yet because I had to pick and choose for what I could finish before to watch this show because I was already doing Thanksgiving stuff. So I'll be excited to hear your guys' review there. I actually don't even know who won. I'm going to assume Rhea and Io won because they're eating that donut, right? Am I right that they won?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I was going to say that same, and I guess I forgot, right, Australia. They were going to have Rhea job out in Australia, but no, so
She actually didn't get the pin, though.
Oh, there you go,
She
Io.
hit Kyrie and then tagged in Io, and Io got the win.
I did see Rhea's gear. I like that she had like the arm thing like Io did.
They
That
both
was
had,
very
like,
cool.
They were like sort of wearing like it wasn't like matching gear, but it was like they had like a similar style, and then on their boots they both had on one side the Australian flag and one side the Japanese flag.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool. So yeah, it'd be interesting, and then like obviously we'll get there. Well, actually we can talk about that now because I don't have too much to say. Is like other than because who do we have right now? It's Charlotte and Alexa, right? Like it's tough. Like I feel like I see two paths for Rhea in the next 6 months. It's either like her and Io, and like you just strap them up, and it's like that's like you can do so. Even then, I think we've pitched this before.
The rumor is that they would be on the same Survivor Series team.
Oh, well, yeah, you got that immediately. I just mean more like for down the line, and I think we've said this before, where I legitimately could see like Charlotte and Alexa versus Rhea and Io as like a Mania match. That would actually be something big, but it's just a question of. I just feel I still got that itch in the back of my throat that Triple H is pulling the Rhea Stephanie thing at WrestleMania. I still think that's the way we're going, but you could easily rock with Io and Rhea for a while. Like they should at least probably get like a tag team title run, I imagine, at some point. Has Charlotte been cleared? Because I haven't been watching SmackDown. I just feel like I see no highlights
never
of
actually like injured. It was like to do because it was the whole thing with Piper Niven. Because I think she got her, or like they announced she was, or they didn't announce, but she wasn't cleared, so they did like an injury angle like on Charlotte to like buy time to see if Piper would come back. But like it was clear that it was just an angle because like they did it on her. It's like, oh, Charlotte's hurt. But then, like, later in that same episode, like, they were beating down on, like, Alexa, and she just, like, ran out and, like, took them out. So it was, like, she wasn't actually injured.
Right. I think the last thing I saw was they were defending against, like, Fire and Green, right?
Because eventually they're like, yeah, Piper's not going to come back, so they just defend against Chelsea and
they've got
beat them, right?
Yeah, they've got Saul Ruka and Zarya next, I believe.
Oh, okay, that'll be fun. At least that's a fun one. But then after that, I just worry because it's funny because that started really hot. They won, but then it's just and I just feel like they haven't have they been much on Raw. I feel like I've not seen from what the little I've seen Raw. They haven't
did it on the Raw after SummerSlam.
Yeah. So
well,
I feel like
are there like the only women's tag team on Raw is like
Natty and Maxine. Yeah, that's true. That's the tough thing, right? Of like it's very top heavy. I guess maybe you could if they don't want to do Charlotte and Alexa, they could always somehow get the Kabuki Warriors to beat Charlotte and Alexa, and then that's how you do a rematch down the line with Rhea and Io. Because I'm not sure when they. Yeah. Did it end pretty clean the tag match last night or yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But overall,
there wasn't much shenanigans throughout the entire pay-per-view, which was pretty good that they didn't go craziness here and there. Hey, this is an across the country PLE, so we're just gonna throw whatever at the wall and see if it sticks, and we can claim it's non-canon. Whatever doesn't work. Like there were some, everything was pretty legitimate with this.
yeah.
I guess
Okay.
we can talk first about since we're already sort of talking about the women's tag match, and since you didn't really see it, just so we get.
I've heard good things. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good match. I didn't think it was like an amazing match. It was a very standard like WWE type tag match where they were just like, and really like even though it was with Rhea's home country, like I'd say the point of this match really was like to put Io over like the entire time, because it was like, well, I mean, I don't know. It felt like because Rhea, it's like Rhea started first, and then she got like posted like into the ring post and was like out for
And
a long
lot of-
time. Then yeah, they were working over Io. Then she got the hot tag to Rhea, and then from there on they were just like tagging back and forth, and eventually like Asuka and Kairi were on the apron, and Rhea went for like a big boot on Asuka, but Kairi pushed her out of the way and took it for her. And then Asuka, after a point, just like never came back in the ring to save Kairi. So Kairi just like took a riptide. Rhea tagged in Io, and Io hit the moonsault on Kairi, and they won.
With Kyrie, because I know they've been going back and forth. Is she like full on evil with Asuka now, or is it still very much a push
she's like
and pull?
a full like hostage. Like Asuka
Okay.
tells
Yeah.
her like you have to.
She
keep
does
them up.
not
I was
want to
like,
be there.
Yeah, she is like you have to say to them that you don't respect them and stuff.
Well, that's what's
Yeah.
interesting, because either way, you eventually have to go that she turns on Oscar, or you have to have Kari do like the full turn where she's like, I am super bad. And I wonder if that's how you also get to rematch of this match, right? Of like, oh, Kari is pretending to be friendly with Io and work, and then hits him with a mist or something, and then you get back there, right? Because it has to go one way or another. So
Yeah, they aren't having the normal trope of the begrudging, like, oh, I'm gonna do this because we're friends thing. I don't agree with you, but I'm still gonna go along with you. This is straight up like, I don't want to do any of this, and I am deathly afraid of you, so I'm just gonna keep my head down and follow along in the background. Other than that, yeah, it was a good match. I will say that it was just under 20 minutes. I could see them maybe taking 2 or 3 minutes from this, giving it to the other women's match, because while it was fun, there were also a lot of spread out spots. Like as Bubs was mentioning, them getting Rhea getting sent out of the ring and having those rest moments and things like that. So outside of that, there were a couple of times where I felt like time could have been allocated more towards the Stephanie Vecchio match. But overall, yeah, this was a great match. And to say like between this and the opening were two of the weakest matches when they are still good matches is saying something about the show as a whole.
yeah, that's a good thing to have, right? When because like I don't think from what I hear and then from what I saw, I don't think there's anything that's like a 3 on the show, which is good. Like we've had a couple of those, like even the last one was kind of like that, right? So do you guys think, because obviously got War Games next, do you think in between with the lineup is Asuka and Kari on the heel
Yeah.
women's side right now? Okay, because we can talk about that because
I think it was Asuka. I think I remember off the top of my head what the lineups were. I think it was Rhea, Io, Charlotte, Alexa, and AJ Lee on the
stacked
face
fucking
side.
lineup right there.
And then the heel team was supposed to be Kairi, Asuka,
Becky,
Nia, and
Lash Legend,
which I think they're pretty much gonna do like sort of like what Seth did with Bronson, where it's like, well, kind of the opposite, because Nia beat Lash, but I guess she earned her respect somehow, and she's gonna be on the team.
Because is Lash she's still technically just NXT, right? Like they never brought her up, right? Yeah. I kind of hope that she is for a little bit. I would love her to be Becky's heater. I'd love them to do like the Shawn.
People were pitching that for her to be like Naomi's.
That would have worked too. Yeah. Obviously, that has to wait for a bit. But like, yeah, if they could do a Shawn Diesel with those two, and eventually get to Lash breaking off with Becky, because like, God forbid, I don't need like a Nia Lash tag. Like Lash doesn't need to be in a team, and I just feel like Becky and Lash is like a perfect. You can learn from her. That could be a good feud down the line. I think Becky's always looking to what's next.
Keep putting people in the vision, like the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
You're gonna have like you had Lash and Austin Theory. You're gonna have like 15 people walking
Next
around
year when we do the card again, we're going to pitch the Vision versus Don Callis family. It's just going to be a 30-woman battle royal between both of them, which would be great. But yeah, like, and that's where Becky, she's always like thinking about like what's next. Like eventually I imagine they're going to do her and AJ, which is AJ's not been seen all, but like her and AJ, and then you get to, if she loses that title, obviously Becky can go to the main title, or that's where you can have a program Lash right away, right? It's like the, you know, I'm the legend that you let down. Like Becky's always very smart that way in deciding like what her stories are going to be in advance. So
Seth did say to Stephanie Victoria at the end of the thing, "My wife's coming for that belt."
Yeah, which was fun. So yeah, we'll see. And then so we got War Games, and then there's no December appeal.
Well, there's
so,
Saturday night's main event in between War Games,
and they're kind of stacking that. Rumored if it's
card for that was Seth versus Punk for the title as the main event. Then you have Tiffany versus Jade for the title.
We've been going in circles for so long with this now. It's just like, oh boy. And then
the third match is it's Drew versus Jacob, #1 contenders match for the WWE Championship. And then the rumored War Games has Jacob in it, so Drew's facing Cody at Survivor Series.
Oh well, yeah. Then there you go. So and they could have someone from the Vision screw Jacob over, right? He just like they say. Remember randomly how they just had like Jay and John Cena bumping into each other, and John Cena's like, "Wouldn't it suck if you lost?" And like that's all he can do is Jacob just bumps into Bronson Reed and like. And then soon, that's all it's gonna be. So yeah, I could see that. I was surprised
Drew didn't get on the War Games team since he like 2 other years he snuck into the team pretty much.
Yeah, he's getting that title shot this year. But well, I guess that's where we can. We're all over. We'll jump to the main now because we're talking about War Games and stuff. And yeah, it was. This match went completely different than I think we all fantasy booked last month. We're like, oh, it's going to be Cody getting hit with a spear, tsunami. And I thought for sure, that's when they're leaving Drew. And now Drew's just like you said, he's got a match coming up. So, and you know what? It is kind of refreshing. I don't mind. Like, it's not like Cody is losing to Dom or something like that. He's losing to Seth, who's supposed to be one of the best, right? And even if Seth cheats, it's like, it's in a way where he does it. It's him alone. He found a way to do it.
The story of him cheating was like he did all his moves to Cody, and Cody still kicked out. So it's like, and he was saying like, I'm not gonna cheat, but he kept doing literally everything to Cody, and Cody survived. So eventually, he was just like, I'm just gonna cheat.
And there's more, and that like I don't think they're linking up again anytime soon. But there's more story for the next time they verse, right? Because I think the next time they verse could be easy a Stips match, right? Because Cody can bring that up about him cheating, and these guys always have good chemistry. They had a really good trilogy when Cody came back. And I thought this match was really good too. Because at first they were working a little slower than I think. Because Cody likes to work slow, but there was a part where I was like, okay, they really haven't ramped up. But then they ramped up, like when Seth did like coast to coast headbutt, I was like, okay. And then after that, they ramped up really fast with table spots and like the fact that they did a Crossroads like avalanche one, like
I need
hard,
that in next. That's got to be in next year's WWE
yeah.
2K. That's got to be a super finisher. I need that off the rope.
I've seen he's only done it, I think, one other time. He did it once to Darby.
And that's what I was going to say. Yeah. Darby's a fucking guy that, like, he's a small guy that, like, you could throw off a building and he's still like, I'm good.
Like, Darby, it makes sense, but Seth is, like, twice the size of Darby pretty much.
There's about 70% of things that Darby does that most wrestlers cannot do. So, of course, it's still impressive, but when he does it, Darby, it's like, yeah, of course, it's Darby, right? Yeah. But when Seth, because Cody's definitely, I think Cody even teased that in the Cena match, right? And I think we joked, we're like, that's not happening.
Like, if he does it, that's for me, it was like, if he brings out a sledgehammer or does the avalanche crossroads to Cena, this is a 5 for me.
Yeah, and that's where he did do it here, and like, kudos to them, because it's like, they're both bigger guys, the weight of it. So no, they worked really hard, and the only thing I get it, and not with the match, I thought the match was great. These guys got great chemistry, and I hope at some point that Seth loses that title and gets on Cody's roster, and they have it for like the big belt. Because even then, they were commentary. I get what they're doing, but multiple times they're still talking about the WWE Championship as like the top thing, and it's like, I don't do that if you're trying to make Seth the guy. And I get it because now he beat Cody, but
Triple H book both the Raw people to be the SmackDown people, so you can tell which show he likes more.
Well, 100%, right? So I do hope that to me, at some point, I do want a proper Cody Vision Seth feud, but
on like I don't think Mania this year, but like
no.
I could see like a SummerSlam or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think they did really good. The only, I think, bungle for this, and I get it because Stephanie talked and then she came and posed them. You could tell when Seth got the mic, and he bad verbiage when he's like, "I'm the only man." The second he did that, you could see all the crowd looking towards the ramp, and then
I definitely was. I was like, "All right, whose music's about to hit? Whose music's about to hit?"
I honestly wasn't thinking about that.
When he said, "I'm the only man," I'm like, "Oh," and honestly, I thought it was gonna be Brock. To be honest, I was like, "Shit!" Like they're setting up Brock, but then because the whole crowd, and then the pyro just went off. I was like, "Okay," and stuff. But no, the match was really, really good. But what else do you expect from Cody and Seth? Like, I think it's like I saw your score, Bubs. Like, I think I'm the same. Like a 4. I needed a little extra for me to get it to like a 5. Need like a little.
Yeah, I was at a 4.5.
That's where I am roughly.
For me, like 4.5 is like a really great match. 4.75 is like the highest I'll give a match that like I'm not like personally like invested in, and a 5 for me is like it's like an amazing match with like a story that I was like super invested in,
or just something crazy. Like for me, like I don't think you have that, but the same thing. Like I have like Mox and Hangman as a 5. I would never say that's a 5-star classic, but that's just purely the like enjoyment 5-star where like start to finish this was just a great time. Which also we'll talk about AJ and Styles. Some people have that too, where it's just like, is there psychology in this match? No, but it's just like it's a great time. So
yeah, I put on Twitter like these two guys were putting on they didn't achieve a 5-star, but they were putting on a 5-star match for two guys who didn't need to put on a 5-star match. Like it was not needed at this moment, but they were going all out.
They saw Seth, they saw Cena and AJ. They're like, oh fuck, we gotta.
And then to your point about what he was saying when he was doing his post-match talk and everything like that, I had seen by this point on Twitter the pictures of CM Punk just out in the crowd, like watching.
Me too.
Other matches. So I'm thinking that Punk is going to run in and just like clock him out from behind, and that's how they were going to set up to what's going on at Saturday night's main event, and like everything about that just felt like, okay, you're setting up your next match. Here we go. Here's the big ending to this, but nope, just all right. Bye. We're going home now. Cool.
And then,
and then we have the same thing. Probably set up to match. I think they probably do like a CM Punk versus LA Knight #1 contenders match or something.
Poor LA
like
Knight gonna have to eat the loss after CM Punk embarrassed him on that mic. Because there's nothing worse than bringing up fake booking, and as a character you can't say anything about it. Because like LA Knight can't book himself to be like, it's not a real sport. He can't win the world title, but he's just stuck there. And I don't know. He might always be stuck there. I barring an injury to somebody. It's like, are they ever going to strap LA Knight? I really don't know. I just don't. I don't know, because like after this, like even though it feels weird, like if we are getting Seth and Roman at WrestleMania, something about Roman with the World Heavyweight title just feels super weird. But I could see them doing it. But even then, I like long term booking. I feel like Seth wins that. Am I alone in that with Seth and Roman at Wrestle? Well, I guess he won last year though, right?
I mean, Roman has never beaten Seth at all.
1-on-1?
Never.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know. Well, then it's over for Seth at WrestleMania. Yeah. I did not know that at all. I thought there was one win in there. Wow, really? Jeez, yeah. Okay. Well, then I think Roman would win, and then you maybe start to break up some of the vision a little bit because, or change out some members, or they do you could easily, the Raw after, have Braun and other people just destroy Seth, right? Even though I don't want Seth to be a baby right now, but really, that's crazy. Okay.
Actually, it looks like there's one time where Reigns beat him, and it was on a random Raw.
No, random Raw? Yeah.
Outside of that, in any other
like the big PLEs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, has been all Rollins.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's like in the Cena AJ thing, right? They talk about the trilogy, but they did have a fourth match on SmackDown that no one talks about at all. Or same thing, I remember when Triple H and Undertaker versus at WrestleMania 27, they refused to talk about WrestleMania 17. Yeah, until Raw after Triple H doing a promo, he's like, I've faced Undertaker before. I've even faced him at WrestleMania before. It's like, what? The whole time you guys went to, like, when they would show the streak videos, they would not have Triple H in them. It's like, we all know he beat him at WrestleMania already. It's just, they're funny that way. But yeah, so no, this was a good match. Excited to see what happens for them both. Obviously, like, yeah, you guys said Cody's got Drew again, which I'm hoping is Drew actually winning this time. Because if it's just Drew losing again, like, give Cody somebody else. You know, it's just like Drew can't. He's got to stop losing so much here. But hopefully, this Randy Drew thing pays off, and then Seth. Now, do we think
if
that
Drew
the Seth
wins the title like at a Survivor Series, like I don't think he holds that until Mania.
No, I don't think so. I think
I think
He'll
he
lose
would
at the
either
Royal
lose
Rumble.
it like at the Rumble or like the Elimination Chamber.
yeah.
Or
Who would
you
he
could
lose
even
though,
do
to Cody or
something like-
Randy?
I
Well, he
don't
could
know.
he
Well, I was
could
gonna
put his
say,
title in the
my
chamber,
book-
maybe.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
My bookie would be like defend in the chamber and like you
Cody
could
wins
have-
it there.
Because people, let's say they're doing Punk and Cody.
Oh
Or
god,
like,
you're on this.
or
okay.
actually, this works for either Randy and Cody or Punk and Cody. I'd say Cody doesn't win. Like he's in the chamber match, and whoever he's facing at Mania wins the title first, and they
Yes.
drop it to Cody at Mania.
Oh, at Mania, because
I mean, they
I
drop
thought
it to
Randy
Cody
wins
eventually.
Rumble and then Cody wins Chamber, and that was my or
Also,
even
also
if it's
the
Punk.
rumors Chambers that it's in Chicago. So
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, you could
that's
do
a
that.
rumor that's in the U.S. for the first time in like 5 or 4 years, and it happens to be in Chicago.
Yeah, even though you would not have, I don't think you're having Punk beat Drew for the title at Chamber. I think that'd be
Unless like in a chamber match, like you're not doing like a one-on-one, but like
Yeah.
you could like call back to the feud.
And to me, the more interesting story is Cody as champ with Punk as the challenger. I don't think that story, unless Punk's going heel, which obviously last year just happened, and we don't know if we need to do that again with like Cody versus the heel turner. Like, I feel like
Travis Scott helping Punk win.
yeah, Naomi no cult of personality. They're gonna come out and low blow Cody, but no, I feel like the story has to be Cody as champ and CM Punk, because the whole thing is Cody's always talking about he's eclipsed Punk, right? It would feel weird if Cody's chasing Punk, so it'd almost have to be. Yeah, yeah, Drew's not winning this thing. I'm gonna say that right now. At one point, I thought he was, unless it's like he's dropping on a Saturday night's main event to Cody right away. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say if you book it right, you could have Cody walk into Mania as like a former 5-time WWE
You could,
champion.
yeah. Oh, honestly, you could, yeah. Like the only way Drew's winning is if he's getting the Edge 2005 run where he had it for 3 weeks and then Cena beat him for it right away. And there's no story that, yeah. But like I said, we have to wait and see, because I just fully don't believe the CM Punk Cody thing yet. I'm fully down for it. I think they could have a great match. I just I don't know. I do think they are Seth and Roman. I've said that before, and I guess we do have to wait. Like, I know it's a meme, but I legitimately have to wait and see, like, is Austin on or off? Because if Austin's on, I don't think it's got to be Punk and Austin. They're not gonna. They'll be Drew and Austin watching. Drew will be eating a stunner, and that's it.
That was like sort of similar to like one of the rumored like WrestleMania matches, like Unreal, or like I guess sort of planned ones. It was supposed to be Drew versus Braun for the IC title with Austin as the ref.
God, what a fucking universe GMO nightmare booking that one that is.
I think that if they can pull off getting Austin in there against Punk, would take the pin in every match between now and Mania if he knew that he was going to get Austin at Mania.
Yeah. No, I agree. And Punk could lose a bunch. It's not going to matter. So, yeah, it's interesting because, I think Seth and Roman, especially Roman's still with the division, I think that's still clear. It's just the Cody thing that's not clear at all. So, and obviously we got to wait and see. Injuries can always happen. Punk was versing Seth at WrestleMania. Or, like I said, my big fear is they just wait till, because like I've seen people talk about that too, where Seth and Punk at the Saturday night's main event could just be like a DQ finish. You got War Games. Like, there is a scary predicament where Seth's the champion and CM Punk wins the chamber at Chicago, and it's Punk and
I think
Seth
I
again.
heard Ibu say that like the Punk Seth like story is gonna be like done by the end of the year.
I
Which
hope
makes
so.
me think him not saying at like Survivor Series or at like at Survivor Series or that Saturday Night's Main Event makes you think like that Saturday Night's Main Event could be like a DQ or like blatant distract. I don't think DQ, but like a blatant distraction or like
Yeah.
being cost by someone, and then because obviously
Austin
because there is
Theory.
also
It's gonna be fucking Austin Theory.
there is also like the John Cena's last match show.
Yeah, which
is
they
an
should make
interesting
big.
Because Dave said like the only match planned for that show is John Cena's last match.
That's interesting.
Which kind of makes me wonder like, could it just be like an hour of like video packages and
I think
like,
so.
interviews
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and then you just get like the last match? Like, are there gonna be other matches on that show?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it if they did that, honestly. Or what I would do is for the opening match, I would do a 20-man battle royal of all past Cena opponents and have them just fight, and that's it. But like, I honestly, if they want to make Saturday Night's Main Event just the Cena match and tributes and stuff, that's fine, because then we probably know that him and Gunther.
Of like if you look at the show, it's Saturday Night's Main Event, John Cena's last match is like the subtitle.
And I'm fine with that, because like the same thing of like we worried about the speech and the match getting cut, like to ensure that doesn't happen, put it,
and I think
just do the one match.
Because they're not on NBC anymore. They're just on Peacock,
right?
So I'm curious on like the November one, just to see what it looks like in terms of like the ads and stuff like that. Because if it's as just like because before since it was on TV, it was like TV matches, like you'd get ads in the middle of the match. I'm wondering now that on Peacock if it'll just be like how PLEs are, like you get ads before and after the match, but not true.
Or my hope is that they at least do like, hey, we're gonna do the tributes, all this stuff, and that's where the ads are, and then it's like, hey, for the match there's gonna be like how they do like, oh, first hour of Raw commercial free, like that's obviously it's on Netflix
like
now, but
ads in the second half. But
I would want the reverse where they do all the ads in the first hour, then it's like the Cena match, and the ending is like that's no ads, let's go, because it's a big like again, I'm not a Goldberg fan, but like he's not incorrect of like that was kind of like a shitty send off of like getting cut off like one more thing and then ding ding ding, like
the Seth work off, like,
that we all figure like all knew and stuff. So yeah, I'd be completely fine. That's a once in a lifetime thing. I don't love these reports of. I don't need any politicians there. I don't care about right or left. I don't need John Cena shaking hands with Trump or Obama in the front row. Like, let's not make this like just have the man go out on his like. I don't need this to be like a like it's just I don't know. This could get really weird, and I am worried about some of that stuff.
Think of that that WWE Capital Punishment pay-per-view.
Oh, yes.
That the poster is like John Cena, Rey Mysterio, and like Obama as a referee.
Yeah.
And they were trying to get Obama there for that show. That was a legit thing. They were trying to get him
They
in the
ended up
skybox.
having some sort of fake Obama do like a
an
special
impersonator,
message.
Yes. And they did that, unfortunately, twice. There's one time he wrestled Hillary, and then one time he wrestled fake John McCain. Like, they had, like, awful stuff. Let's move along. We talked about that stuff. And then, before we get to Cena and AJ, we had the opening street fight, which, I said my opening, like, was good. I just felt it was very, like, house show-ish, and I'm happy Bronson won. Fun enough. A good opener. I felt like Roman actually was a little bit quicker in his entrance. It looked like he had to, maybe he had to get back to Street Fighter. I don't know. It just felt almost like they're like, hey, you guys took way too long last time. Like, you got to like speed up a little bit.
I like this more than their first match just because like that one was like, it was like, well, I said it last time. It's like Roman, the only matches he's worked in like the last like 5 years are like pay-per-view main events, and he was acting like that was like that Bronson match he was wrestling.
It was like WrestleMania 42 main event
for the WWE Championship. Like he was working over Bronson for so long. That match was like, and remember the whole post-match angle, like that whole opening was like an hour of the show.
It was 55 minutes or something like that. Legitimately, 55 minutes of the whole show is just Roman and Bronson, which is like I like them, but like I don't like they don't deserve that much for just this like it was a feud about shoes, really, and like
Yeah. Good
What about
old
you, Dave?
tribal
What do you think?
thief.
Yeah, the tribal thief. Yeah, what do you think about this match?
Yeah, it was a good match. It felt more like a TV main event match than it did the opening of a PLE. Yeah, it was fun watching Roman get out the cricket bat or get out the rugby ball, all those things. It reminded me of like how Sheamus has his themed match and other people have like the Viking Raiders have their themed street fights. Like it reminded me of that. Like, okay, we got to pull out the thing to pop all of Australia. But other than that, yeah, it was a good match. I had put my predictions in the chat, and I figured that Bronson was winning this, and it ended up just like I thought. It was funny at the end, Roman talking to the Usos and saying, "I don't want to see y'all till Christmas." So
Yeah. Which, oh, thank you for reminding me. I always got to throw a
Lord.
track. My favorite fucking, or my least favorite fucking trope is like he accidentally speared you. It's not like he turned against you or anything. It's like, why would that be? Like, I don't even want to see you. I don't want. He like because what? And from Roman's perspective, if you look at it from a character basis, right? He's mad that they came out and speared him. If they didn't come out, it would just been a 2-on-1 beatdown. So either it's you got your it's the two options are you got your ass beat and maybe possibly injured again, or your cousins came out and yeah, they couldn't help you win the match, but they came out and helped you avoid like getting destroyed. Being like, no, this is not the way it works. It's like I hate, like I wish there was some other way. I hate any time when it's the wrestler gets hit accidentally, and if they're fine after, that's cool. But if they get hit and it's like the world-ending thing of like I don't want to see you for 2 months, get out of here with this. It's so dumb. Like because what else? You weren't gonna beat Bronson on your own, so it's just yeah. And I just don't. Like we got
Braun was taking it to you, and your cousins come out to help. If they didn't, then you'd be like, "Hey, where were you guys? Let's get my ass whooped. What happened?" But no, they actually come out to help.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
mistakes were made.
Yeah, and that's where I would have loved it if something happened and they didn't help, and that's the issue where he's like, "Hey, I really need you," but like. No, we're getting bloodline drama in 2025, and I was actually fine with the Jay like he's acting a bit too much like tribal chief. I'm like, okay, there's some interest there. I get that, but I don't need all three of them fighting.
We're actually getting Jay versus Jimmy at WrestleMania, but like in a street fight.
No, there's no way they do it at Mania. I bet that's my prediction.
Nope, they're not giving them another Mania shot. They
can't do it. There's no way that is. that maybe in Saudi, let him have it in Saudi, you know. But yeah, no, we'll see what happens. I'm done with this stuff with the blood. I was done with the bloodline a long time ago, and here we are. Like we just put them back together in a way where they're happy, and now they're fighting again. And thank God Sammy's on SmackDown, just doing his open challenges and. That's it, you know.
Well,
so
now he's now he's gonna be in teaming with Nakamura against the MFT.
MFT, yeah, he's still in a God damn, he's in his own bloodline feud. He really is. So then next up after that, we had the women's crown jewel with Stephanie versus Tiffany. Yeah, I thought this was like a good match. It just was. If you compare the men's to this, it just felt like the men's were like, this is the big, men's champion versus champion. And this to me felt like a house match where it's like, you guys got, 10, 12 minutes, go. And it just, for them both being the champions of the brand, and also, like, I'm assuming, because I didn't see every episode of NXT, they never had these women go one-on-one, right? Like, this is the first time ever
they were never in NXT together.
Yeah. And even though it was a DQ finish, the first time that Raw after Mania, when they had Stephanie and Io go one-on-one, that felt special. That felt like, man, there's something here. And that match was really for nothing. It was just like hey, let's have like hype for the crowd, right? So this, like, to me, I know, Dave, you said 3. I feel like another like 5 to 8. Like this should have got way much more time.
Well,
it just was like, missing something.
If you look at like Tiffany's like big matches or like the title matches. The only ones she has above like 15 minutes that aren't like a stipulation are like against just like the most like top tier,
like Charlotte. Because even the Trish one was quick.
Bailey, the Trish match was like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Jade at SummerSlam was like 7 minutes. Then they had like a rematch on SmackDown that was like 11 minutes. Then all our other matches are like 13 or fewer, which is like I'd say because I was surprised this one was like so short at 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, she doesn't really have that long of matches.
So is that a Tiffany thing or is that a Booker thing? Is that a thing that they feel?
I think
it's
a Tiffany thing.
Well, that's not great for me. Like
or like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean by Tiffany or a Booker thing?
I think that she should be booked for a lot longer, and then if she if you book her in 2 or 3 matches, maybe on SmackDown or something, and she's not able to go, okay, then yes, pull it back. But at least put her out there to give her that time. Like if the booker is just saying, "Hey, we only trust her to have a 10-minute match,"
Yeah, that's what I
especially
mean.
against
Yeah.
someone of Stephanie McCure's stature, because the men's Crown Jewel Championship match went 3 times as long as this. Every other match went 20 minutes or more. Like, so they're the only ones who are sitting at 10 minutes. And I think even if you didn't trust Tiffy that much, which I think she could, we've seen her do it with less talented people across the ring. I think that if she can do it with Stephanie, she could have got 13, 15 minutes out of that match easily.
Because I do think stuff like that will, because even though like I do think it's still about like the aura and the entrance and the presentation, I think stuff like that will in a couple years when you talk about like the Mount Rushmore of the people right now, it will stop her from getting there because you have someone like Rhea that has all that stuff that she has, but then she can go put on like a 5-star 25-minute match, right? And that's the thing with
Yeah.
that's where I just wonder if like does she get that booking sheet and she's like, yeah, cool? Or is she like, hey, I'd like to go more, but the booker's like, like this is the slot, like we think you're good here, and this is the amount, like that's what I mean by are they happy with what they have here and they don't want to really go above that, or is she also just like, yeah, cool, because there's some people all the time like that. Well, not that she's this, but like one of my favorite quotes that Bryan Danielson said on CM Punk's documentary was, sometimes there's wrestlers in catering that are afraid to be approached by an agent because they might get booked for like a main event match or something. And the same thing of like, is Tiffany that? I'm not saying she's afraid, but just say like, is it like do we gotta do 20 minutes? Like we can just get this done and like whatever, right? So that's where I just don't know of like, and I hope not, because like we've seen her do good stuff, and I just thought this was a time where I was expecting. I remember we got this something really good, and this was. I will forget about this match in a week. It wasn't a bad match. It's just that it should have, like I said, EO versus Stephanie on Raw randomly should not be stars above this. But again, both like big time workers, and Tiffany's, she's not like a worker. She's like was a gymnast and came up a different way, right? So, and EO, obviously bad comparison because she's like one of the best wrestlers of the world, but still, it's just like if you want to get to that like tippy top level, because then. Eventually, we've seen W fans; they're fickle, and eventually they'll catch on, and Tiffany will lose some stuff. But I guess they could always turn her heel. They never did a big heel run with her. So.
They mentioned too, like Tiffany Stratton like stepped into a wrestling ring for the first time, not even had a match, just like stepped into a wrestling ring for the first time 4 years ago.
Yeah, which again, and that's the thing, right? And that's where it's like for me, I do forget that. So it's something that okay, that they're still like very young in the business, but at the same time, they've put her in this top spot, right? So
yeah. But
so,
yeah, I am curious if it's like how they just like see her that way, unless it's like someone who can just say like a Bailey or Charlotte. It's like, yeah, I'm going 25 minutes on SmackDown with Tiffany. But yeah, I'm curious on when it goes, and especially like if they're doing a third Jade match. I feel like Jade like has to win it at this point, or else she's just like she's done.
she has to, even if it's her turning heel to get it, which they should do. They should have her cheat to win, and then she can be like that bitch Jade, and you can have Tiffany chase for a little bit. Because the same thing of like, and that's SmackDown. Like if Jade wins,
if you turn Jade, I think the best possible option is like the Jade heel turn to win it, and then like Bianca comes back, and that would probably be like a Mania match, right? Or she like Bianca and Jade.
No, I think Bianca would beat Jade before Mania, because I don't know if they want to put like Jade in the main, like she had that Mania match with Naomi, but to put her in like one of the top spots with Bianca, that's the tough. Like to me, like the money's almost.
I wouldn't want it, but I feel like it would happen.
I guess to me, I think what they would do is if they give her the title, it would be almost like the Unreal J thing where it's like, well, let's see what happens. And then maybe Tiffany just beats her randomly on a smack. Like I could see more Tiffany and Bianca at Mania then. And that's the other thing too with Jade, why I think she still could lose, is they've been like, obviously she lost Stephanie, but I feel like they've been really playing up the like how dominant Tiffany is and like this range she's having and how long she's had the title. Like, so I think if they're gonna do that, I would actually rather her not lose to Jade and just play that up when you get to Bianca, because then it's that like unstoppable force, immovable object, which like, yeah, when is Bianca back? Because like that's like I know it was a bad break when they end up saying, but that's crazy that just like this finger issue is taking her out for so long. Like that sucks, man.
She
Like
was backstage at SmackDown like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks
okay,
ago, and
yeah,
then but she wasn't on the show, but she was spotted and like it was reported that she was backstage.
okay. Yeah, no, I guess I could see. Like I said, I could see. I still think they're doing. It depends on the tag team, but I still think they're going to do Rhea and Stephanie, and then I'm not sure. That's the only thing. I just don't know where if Rhea breaks up with Io, where they put her in,
I
unless
still
it's
think
like
Rhea and Io is happening at like I think this
right. You
Mania,
think that?
especially with it being in the same city, I feel like they're gonna sort of play on
A
like a
sequel
continue
kind
like
of thing.
you're like
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
Roman and Seth match, like they were in the
Yep.
triple threat last year. I think you could. I'm still push. I still think it's gonna be Rhea and Io at Mania. I think
Really?
either
Okay.
Rhea or Io like there's gonna beat Stephanie before then.
Interesting, yeah. My only backdoor pitch is if they don't do that, I could see them getting Io on SmackDown and they run Io and Julia and finally
I was
give
gonna
Julia
say
something to
the
do.
opposite is that what I was gonna say they're teasing more Julia and Stephanie
Right, yeah,
like
no.
on
But at the same time,
SmackDown
is
they
that a step
teased
down
it.
for Stephanie to go from the world title and then be like, I'm taking your US title, right? Like, you'd almost have to give, has to be like a
I
blood
mean, it
feud
depends on the
rumble
story
thing.
it happens,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah, I would love it to do like
because I mean,
the.
I feel like if even like it doesn't matter like what titles for like if you have them have a match like at
Yeah.
Mania that could be like one of the matches of the night even if it's for the
Yeah.
like that would probably it wouldn't be a step down for Stephanie, it would probably be a step up for the US title.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. My pitch is then you have Stephanie lose it before the Rumble and you run the Kurt Angle Shawn Michaels setup where it's at the Rumble and Shawn Michaels eliminated Kurt Angle and he came back to the match and just destroyed Shawn and ruined his chances. That's what I would take is you throw out Julia, she comes back in and just demolishes Stephanie. And what was so good, the Rumble was going on and then off the side, you had Kurt Angle laying Shawn Michaels on the steps, just like breaking his ankle. So there was like a full 5-minute like obliteration going on. Well, the guys weren't down in the ring. The Rumble was still happening. It was just Kurt Angle beating Shawn Michaels up for 5 minutes. It was like, geez, like that's my pitch for because that would be like sure the U.S. title's there, but it's not even that. It's about like Stephanie wants to get back at Julia, right? And then it's like, oh, I'll take your title because yeah. So no, it's just it's interesting. They got tons of like avenues for it's the
Yeah, I
women.
mean,
The
I feel
men,
like,
I feel like
right-
the men, I feel like we have like 3 to 4 matches that are like it's probably this, but the women, there's like 8 to 10 matches it could be for like your top singles
Yeah.
match, you
and
know?
I feel like
Yeah.
right now even they don't really know like because
Yeah.
even in Unreal that was
Look
like
at
in
Unreal, yeah.
December and then like I'm pretty sure like one of those matches they had on the
Michael
mic was,
Hayes
like,
is gonna be
actually
say something
happening.
fucking stupid like, "Wouldn't Maxine Dupree be great for Julia?" And then like, boom, it's off. We're off to the
I think
races.
we
Even
gotta
though Maxine's
I
looking
think
good.
we gotta
so.
have Jay go back to back.
Yeah, win the women's
whichever-
title.
Whichever woman just most recently walked past Michael Hayes is the one that's getting booked.
I think she's pretty great, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, we'll have to see. But yeah, that's what's interesting. It's a fun season that way. So, and well, speak about fun season. Unfortunately, we won't have this man here. John Cena versus AJ Styles. Entrances were great. AJ, because I've said this before on the show, every day, I don't think it's gonna happen before he retires. Every day since he's come to WWE, I've been like, when's AJ gonna cut his hair? Jokes on me, he's never cut his hair. My AJ is like, because I watched those, because I remember my auntie, she had, I'm not sure if you guys had this, but back in the day, it was like illegal streaming for satellite dishes where you could get like a certain chip and you get like all the stations. And I remember
it was like a little box.
yeah, yes, so something like
We
that.
had, like every channel.
So back in the day when the TNA used to be the weekly TNA pay-per-views, that's how I watched them, was at my auntie's. And I remember being, man, I love AJ Styles. And that magazine cover they showed, like I have that. And that look, like to me, my favorite AJ is that 2002 to 2005, the shorts, the short hair, Southern, the most Southern he's ever been. Like, because he had the perfect underdog feel, AJ Styles. And when he was a heel, it was opposite. Like he was just like a piece of shit. Like, man, I want to see this guy get beat up, but he's so talented, right? So, man, I loved all callbacks, and I love that they did just. on the night, make it like WWE versus TNA. Like obviously AJ was doing some other moves, but 70
And they both posted the magazine.
Yes,
cover.
yeah, and it was, and
Yeah.
that was a dream match, right? And like I'd say 70% of the moves that AJ did as like the stole moves were all Samoa Joe, Sting, Christopher Dan. Like this was tons of fun match. Yeah, is it like I think it's like 4 or 5 minutes when Cena hits the first AA. It's like okay, we're just gonna do a finisher spam. But guess what? We saw the first half of this retirement tour. I'll take the finisher spam matches over what we were getting with Randy and Punk. Like I hate that the Punk and Cena match didn't get this. Like it like when I saw Punk in the crowd, I was just like, man, like it just sucks that they could have done some. I don't mean exactly, but could have had this, and it's just like Penta and Seth and Braun, like all the stuff where it's like, man, it just that first half of this tour really sucks. So, and obviously we just had Brock last month, but this was a roller coaster ride, tons of fun. Like this is a junk food type of match, but like junk food sometimes is good. So they delivered big time, and it was, and honestly too, I didn't see it come, but when Cena hit the Sister Abigail and the crowd had this stuff up, I was getting choked up. Like this was I almost wish, like I'm excited for Gunther, but this almost could have been the last match. Like this could have, like it was just a perfect.
Say,
Yeah.
This almost felt like it was like AJ's retirement match.
Yes, yeah.
And I think like in terms of like, I feel like this is probably the biggest match he's gonna have like until he retires. Like if he stays
I
in
hope
WWE.
not. I hope that Triple H saw this and was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, not they can't make it as big as Cena, but like this guy can still go. The fans love him. Like, let's like I would
mean,
be
in terms
complete.
of, like an opponent, because like even if you say like Cody, like he already faced.
Yeah, he did Cody. Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. Technically, no one could be bigger than Cena, but I would love it if they gave him like
No.
Randy and Seth, like, and even Roman. Like I hope Triple H kind of woke up as like, oh, I got a massive star retiring here. You know, like I'd be completely down if they did the same thing.
If Roman wins the title, you could do like
Yes.
like after WrestleMania 32, like
Run it
at
back, backlash. Yeah, exactly. Or even then, my pitch is I don't think they'd ever do it. I would love if they let AJ have the 2005 Edge from where he won the title from like Seth, had it for 3 weeks, and then just lost it right away. Like you got fucking AJ Styles, man. Don't just have him like be wrestling like I don't know El Grande for it. Like, yeah, like there's two doors. There's what you're doing right now with Cena or the Kurt Angle retirement tour. It's just like, and what are you gonna pick, Triple H? What are you gonna pick? And last night to me showed like the people still love AJ Styles. Like don't. And again, we've seen what happened, but fun match.
It was amazing. I would, not knowing what they're going to do with this proposed Gunther match, I would have, if this had been Cena's last match and they just did the spam the finishers and all these callbacks and everything else, and he still wins with, you know, the AA, I'd have been like, that was awesome. As far as AJ, yeah, this looked like a double retirement. AJ's got his year left. At some point, I do want to see AJ versus Finn face off since they are going back to mentioning the Bullet Club. I loved that entrance
Yeah,
that
great.
Alicia gave him. Like when they handed the card, and you could even see AJ was just like, at one point, we went, oh, damn. Like, they mentioned
Fightful
Bullet. They
said
mentioned
that, like,
this.
He definitely didn't know it was coming.
So
that's cool.
it was just, it was awesome. It was a fan fest. It was just a love letter to the fans. It was them letting John Cena have some fun, them letting AJ have some fun. And you know what? To me, it was match of the night, not because of the work rate or anything else. It was just damn fun and enjoyable. And when it was over, I went and I was like, I ran downstairs to say I just watched the most fun / stupid / fan service match I've ever seen, and I will do it again. Like I came running downstairs afterwards just in glee of it all.
It feels like the moment in Deadpool and Wolverine when all the cameos happen, like Elektra comes through and play. Like it was just that, but for that for like a 25 minutes, you know, and yeah, it's. Yeah, wish they could. Wish they could have planned him. Like, you know, that could have been the last one, but you know, Gunther will choke him out, and you know that's it. Or anything. So
I guess, sort of speaking on that, do you think Cena wins his? Because eventually I thought like, no way, Gunther's winning. But I feel like there's a chance Cena just wins.
No,
I feel like people will offer it to him, but I think that Cena will want to lose.
Yeah, Yeah, because that's the same thing. If he were to win, then retroactively they should have made this last match. Because I also just don't want that for Gunther. You know, like I don't want him to lose. Like have someone else. I'll have it be Sheamus. Like when Edge versus Sheamus in his last WWE match and he won. It's like, yeah, you can beat Sheamus. You know, that's fine. Like Sheamus doesn't need the win here, and not that like Gunther needs the win, but I do think with it being, if they make it to be such a big spectacle, it would be great to like help make a start. Because I guarantee there's people that have watched wrestling.
Depends who, like, if they're doing this tournament, like who Gunther beats like along the way.
Yeah,
it's like it depends who's in this tournament, I guess. Because I mean, if he's beating like Randy and like Punk and like people like that to get to Cena, it's like, okay, he should probably beat Cena.
Yeah.
But if it's I don't know if he's
Miz,
like
Carmelo, it could be the people like I love Carmelo Hayes, but like in the eyes of WWE, he's like a C tier guy right now, right? So it's like that to me that's where for me the tournament is all. And yeah, I guess that's good to talk about now, where that's supposedly the rumor they're going to do a tournament for the last opponent for Cena, which I like that concept.
I guess there's also, I guess, sort of linking this back. We're all over the place, but it doesn't matter. The supposed Dom versus Cena for the IC title at Survivor Series.
Right, and that's what I missed that rumor. And honestly, Dom, you're taking the 1 through 3 in my opinion. You have another opportunity.
He's taking the 619 from Cena into an attitude adjustment for the
and then the STF. Dom's gonna tap it. Like, no, to me, it's like if you're looking at moments, he's never won the IC title. You do it. What I'd actually love, don't think they would do it. I would mark the hell out if they let Cena do a U.S. title design for the IC title to make it that much special to get do a spinner belt like old school. Like what a fun, like the first title he won in WWE and then the last title he won, he gets to do that. Like, I would go full nostalgia with that. But yeah, to me, it's like that's another moment. He wins the IC title. It is weird for Gunther to win that back. Like that's been my only hold up. And then I
just vacates it.
He does a Samoa Joe, like I'm going for the world title. Like, yeah, it's weird, but at the same point though, I guess like we've talked about, unfortunately,
if you don't have if Gunther's not gonna be like in the world title,
that's what I was gonna say.
Scene,
all the scenarios we've talked about, Gunther's not
title.
around,
Yeah.
So, and that's where it makes sense where he could have that, and even then, like maybe make him double champ in the future. I don't know, but it's the other thing that I could see with the tournament is as if they stack with Punk, Randy, okay, that's great. Like they do want to I hope they make it a big deal and it's not just like Otis or something like that. But I would also be fine with if it is people that are of top tier but have never versed Cena, because I think that would make sense. Like it does feel odd for Randy and Punk to be in it when they've already have it.
Like the top tier who haven't versed Cena.
You joked, but like for them, Penta, they look at Penta as like a top tier one, right? There is Gunther, Braun Breaker. Like, could you imagine the finals being Gunther and Braun Breaker? Like, it's heel versus heel, but let me pull up the WWE roster. But that's why I would pitch is
I think
you get
Braun Breaker's the reason he changed his name to Gunther in NXT. He destroyed Gunther and he destroyed Walter and embarrassed them. He's like, I'm Gunther now.
They had that. They had him destroy. I never saw that.
And that was in Braun, in NXT 2.0 when he had 2 matches experience.
Really?
Well, because this is Vince booking NXT 2.0. I was like, yeah, well, let's have this.
Oh yeah, it was him and Pritchard.
Destroy Walter. Yeah.
Did they ever do Cena and Balor? Did that happen? They did.
They definitely have Raw or something.
So okay, so here's a cheat for it. It happened in a gauntlet, so they never did a one-on-one.
Oh, is that the 1 hour?
Yeah, so you could cheat and have Finn in there. So you got Finn. Let's say it's 8. Let's see if we think of 8 people that have never first seen us. So let's say you got Braun, Gunther, Penta, Finn, asterisk. I guess they probably put in Bronson Reed, right? I bet.
Yeah.
So that's 5. So if we can find 3 more that are
Austin Theory.
No, he already versed him. He already versed him. That's not happening. But I'm trying to think of let's see. You could have Aleister Black or Priest for sure. Actually, Priest. So that's 6. Jacob Fatu. That's 7. We just need one more. See, one more top tier acts or B tier.
Drew has to face Cena before, right?
I bet he did when he was the chosen one. Even Drew McIntyre versus John Cena. When did it happen here? It happened
in 2019 or something.
No, it apparently in AI Google, the first thing it says is they've never had a one-on-one match. Okay,
that's true. Then that's your last person to put.
Yeah, so see that to me, Finn, Drew, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Gunther.
But then I think people would be mad that Unless they would have to specifically say only people who've never faced Cena before can be in this tournament.
That's what I
Or
would
else
say.
people
Yeah.
would be mad, like, oh, why isn't like Randy and Punk
Yeah,
and
I would
Seth
say
in
that
this?
where it's like, hey, we want we want to have a first time ever match for his last match, and we're gonna give one of these new people to. And I think you could even have John Cena cut some fucking social media promo about like the same way Kurt Angle did for me, I'm gonna do for this person, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be their ruthless
They
aggression
actually
moment. Like,
they did that once in NXT last year. They had a gauntlet match for like a #1 contender for the women's championship, and it was only people who've never challenged for the NXT Women's Championship
Yes.
ever before.
yeah, and I love when they do that stuff because like, okay, this makes sense because it does feel like you're building a star. So yeah, we you could do that, you know. So even then, has Jey Uso technically versed John Cena 1-on-1? Because that's a tournament
Yeah.
slot right there.
Gunther
That's-
J finals.
Oh my god! Don't even put that out in the ether. But like, have they ever? On a quick search, I don't think they've had a 1-on-1. I see some tags, but I've never. So you know what? They legitimately Jay could easily have a spot. Jay and Jimmy, you could make this thing 10-6 man, 16.
J
You know.
Jimmy
So.
finals.
There you go. You're pitching your last man standing whatever match. So yeah, there you go. So not that I care about him because like I'm not too invested, but when I'm looking at this list, where is Logan Paul like just off or is he injured right now? Like where is Paul right now?
I think he's just like he just
Yeah,
always
just
just
off.
disappears. Like he does
Okay.
like the big shows and like
Yeah.
Saudi. And I mean, he's probably back in the Rumble. Like, I don't think he comes back before.
Yeah.
And
I just feel
he
like this
already
is a big
faced
break.
Cena, so.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he did. Yeah. No, I just feel like this is like a big one of his longer breaks. But yeah, no, honestly, look at the roster. I think we nailed on the people it could. Like, oh, so you can get Tonga Loa in there, you know, just to like see what happens.
Solo.
But
Oh no, Solo faced Cena.
Solo has to remember he
Yeah.
did the whole, you know, thing. So, well, there you go. Anything? Do you want to speak on? I'm not sure if Dave saw, but S Bubs, and if David you did see it, you can speak on the invasion. I saw the first 5 minutes of the women's, and then I had to go watch my for All Star dance because it was my turn to dance this week. So I do plan on watching because I love the Survivor Series style matchup, and I was actually a sucker for the Invasion pay per view back in the day with WWE versus WCW. I actually was a fan of that storyline until I got older and realized we were missing all the big acts. But as a kid, it was hype. As a kid, as a 10-year-old, it was hype seeing all that stuff. But yeah, what do you guys think about the show if you've watched it?
I didn't watch it, so I will let Espa. I've
Okay,
only
Esbubs.
seen clips from the internet. Outside of the clips, yeah, what wasn't really for me.
The show, I don't know. It felt like it like sort of under delivered a little bit.
Okay.
Like the matches were like the women's match was like fine, but there's definitely a lot of like botches and like mistakes, like people.
I did see a bit of
like,
that.
like
Yeah.
accidentally or like. And I think Jordan actually said like she's like shoot never refereed anything ever before. But I thought, well, the interesting thing is like they put her as the referee for the women's match and Joe Hendry as the referee for the men's match, and I swear they literally had like I honestly genuinely forgot they were the special guest referees. Like they didn't do like they were just refereed completely normally the entire match. Like I genuinely for Joe Hendry, like I'm thinking back remembering the match and like I just like I'm looking.
There's
I'm
not like a
thinking of the
spot or
spots
anything,
that
right?
happened in the
Yeah.
match, and I'm like, I guess Joe Hendry was just the referee during. all
Usually
of
you have like a
this,
face off, right? Or like a, what are you doing? Yeah.
No, like he just did it like completely normally, and there wasn't really anything that happened with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the women's match, like it was fine, I guess. Like it wasn't like the NXT team was just like way more stacked than the TNA team.
Yeah. And the
the
TNA
hard-
team was, you said this in Discord, it was mostly just either W Town or former W Town, right? Because it was the Iconics, Inspiration, then
Yeah.
Kalani Jordan, and then it was, who else? Who just got...
Mara Shade, which is Jakara Jackson.
Yeah, she was released within the last, like, 12 months. So it
Yeah.
was just, like, it felt very WWE approved, like, yeah, we like
Yeah, I'll
this
say,
group of women.
I've never seen like the Iconics / the Inspiration wrestle before, and there was one of them. I don't know which one of the two it was because now they both have like blonde hair.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure which one it was, but one of them was like I was like okay, I was like this person's actually pretty good. I don't know which one of the two it was, but there was one sequence and I was like okay, she's actually pretty good.
It was kind of like back in the day when they got released, they were one of the very surprises because they had like when they did the WWE Women's Tag Titles, they had obviously Sasha and Bailey win the first ones, but then a month later they had the Iconics beat them at WrestleMania. It was super weird, and they were fully in on the Iconics, lots of screen time promotion, and like whenever 6-8 months later they just released them. It was a really weird situation there where they're just like, yeah, we like these people, but we're done with them. And yeah, I know their contract's up in a month, so I'm not sure if they're gonna make their way
Yeah, I
back
think
or
a
not.
lot of
But
TNA contracts are up like super soon. I think it said like 15 contracts.
WWE's
are
gonna
up.
raid that in the next year,
Yeah.
12 months. WWE is gonna raid that poor place, and that fucking president is just like, yeah, I don't see any. Like, I don't know, man. Wake up again. This is AEW New Japan all over again. Like they laid out the playbook there. Look what they're doing. Even the Hardys, right? They're up in a month. Legitimately, I think the Hardys are going back to WWE. I really think they're gonna be back there, and they're already NXT champs. You know.
Yeah, speaking of the Hardys, they had the title match, which was like, it wasn't a good match, but honestly, it wasn't even then. Like, the Dark State guys, like, they're like, there's like one good wrestler in Dark State, or like, one great wrestler. I say the others are like, they're like, okay.
Yeah.
And he wasn't in this match. It was like two
Oh,
of
no.
the other guys. And they're the tag team champions. But, because also the guy who's the great wrestler is like, also the best talker in the group, so he's always like on the outside.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
put him in these matches, but yeah, this match was like, like these Dark State guys. I'm pretty sure they botched like literally every single move, and like,
Damn.
you know, Jeff was out there. You know, he was doing his thing, he was doing his spots. Like they weren't like really like catching him or doing anything.
I saw a
but
couple
Oh,
he
of
was out there
man.
doing,
yeah.
he was
Yeah.
out there doing his whisper in the wind and stuff like that. But you know, they won the match, and it was the crowd was into it.
Yeah.
But it was like a, I don't
I'll-
know, just like a,
Yeah.
It wasn't like terrible, but it was just like weird and bad.
I'll say sadly, everybody, we will not be reviewing the Hardys Dudley's finals table match. So you'll have to look for that.
I'm gonna be
for
watching
minutes,
Bound for Glory because I just want to
Yeah.
see what this match is gonna be like. Like people said,
I
like,
might watch at
best
some
case
point. Yeah.
best case scenario is no one dies. Worst case scenario is someone dies.
Yeah,
I
it's-
will watch Bound for Glory just for the table match, but I'm not watching it live.
Yeah, I'm
Also,
not watching
I
live.
do want to see Leon Slater versus Giovanna.
That will actually be, yeah, that'll be tons of fun. So
Yeah,
Um,
I'll
well-
catch it on a replay
And
somewhere.
for Invasion, the other Ali versus Ethan Page was actually a really great match.
did Ali lose clean, or did like Paige do some chicanery?
No, they did
Good,
because the
good.
whole thing was like the story was that like Ali was like cursed in WWE, like how he lost at WrestleMania, like Brock took his money in the bank,
Yeah.
like he had a title shot and he got released, so he was like, I'm gonna break the curse. And like it was a really great match, and like near the end Ali did like this crazy dive like all the way over the announce table like onto Paige, and they were down there for like a really long time. I'm like, okay, they have to be setting something up for this. And so Ali runs out like from other table, and his foot is like stuck in like one of the cables, but like it was a really long cable, so he gets like all the way like into the ring and like on off the, or no, he climbed up from the outside and he got onto the top rope. And like he notices that like his foot is like stuck in the cable, so he goes down to like take it out, and then Paige like fully pushes him off the top rope to the floor, and he just like falls and just like takes just like a straight fall from the top rope to the floor, and then Ethan Page runs outside, puts him back in, and hits his finisher and wins.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, Ali was always on 205 Live. He's really good at thinking of those creative finishes and whatnot. So, yeah, that was another one too that was always weird because he legitimately at one point was planned to verse Bryan Danielson at WrestleMania for the title, and then Kofi Mania happened. But legitimately, that was the plan at one point. It's just crazy how it just goes from that to like, we're just gonna release you even though you're on NXT and whatnot. So
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
there was the men's invasion match, which it was better than the women's match, but it also wasn't like, I don't know. It just felt like they all sort of like under delivered. It feels like, but yeah, in the end, Moose and Santana were the 2-1 standing on the TNA team, and Trick walked out on his
Moose.
team.
I saw
so-
that. Yeah. Because
so-
they're doing Santana and Trick soon, right? I think.
At Bound for Glory.
Yeah. Okay. And I
So I was
imagine
thinking, 'cause,
Satana's
yeah,
taking it there.
Yeah, because I was thinking like I don't think they have like, Because you gotta like Santana pin Trick, then it's like, well, he's losing, I guess. But if you have Trick just walk out and like Santana just stands tall, I feel like that doesn't like. I feel like Trick can lose without it being like, oh, he lost twice in a row or something like that.
And then get this man on the main roster. I know
But
people
then
say, "Oh, he's
also
not the greatest in the ring," but it's time to sink or swim for Trick now. No
the
more.
interesting thing is, Slater pinned Javon in this match.
Yeah, I saw.
Javon wins the X Division title.
There's something that I like about that as someone that loved the X Division back in the TNA days. Like Javon he's X Division coded all the way through. So there's something I love about like a small, even if it's just like a month or two run for Javon as the X Division title. Because man, like Ultimate X, man, those matches.
I could see like they very clearly like Slater a lot. I feel like if they have a great match at Bound for Glory, they could just like get him on like. They could just do the match again at like Halloween Havoc and have Leon win again. And
is Slater's contract coming up?
I don't think.
I feel like that's one they're gonna
up until like some point next year, I think. But
whenever he's up, he's coming over.
Joe Hendry and Jordan Grace weren't due for like a whole year apparently, and now they suddenly got a call that their contracts are coming up soon.
There you go. You know what I want? And maybe you could do Leon Slayer too, but know what I want? Give me AJ Styles, Javon Evans X Division Championship. Give me that somewhere.
Leon Slayer definitely wants the AJ match. He like tweets about it all the time. I feel like it is gonna happen.
I think so too. The question is where, but I feel like they'll do that in TNA. But I think I kind of want AJ to have one TNA match to close it all out. He is to me the first guy I think of with like it's him, Joe Daniels. I don't know. It's like a combo of like Sting, Angle, Cage. Like, who's your Mount Rushmore, David, for that original TNA? Because, like I said, for me, it's Daniels, Styles, and Joe. And that fourth slot to me is kind of like up in the air. Like Monty Brown, I could almost make an argument for. Jeff Jarrett,
Styles, and Joe are a guarantee.
Yeah, they're the Trinity. Yeah. That four slot, it's tough, right?
I wouldn't put Jeff Jarrett in there because like a lot of his
King of the Mountain, baby. He was like teenage champion for like 300 years or something like that.
Yeah, but that was a whole lot of I'm the booker and I'm the only one who I know no one's gonna run off with my belt but me. So
it made sense, and he was a good like established heel at that point.
I mean, R-Truth had a good run with them, but I wouldn't put him up there. Yeah,
Abyss.
Abyss, yes. I was about to say it would come down to either Abyss or Kurt Angle. Even though people think of Kurt Angle as a WWE guy, he spent more of his wrestling career in TNA, and he established them as legitimate. We should watch these matches.
And the Joe Angle match was big when that happened. That legitimately, I don't think we ever thought TNA was going to overtake WWE. But that was the one time where they had lots of momentum, where it's like, oh man, this could be something. Then TNA always squanders it because that was TNA back in the day. But
so Abyss or Angle would be in that fourth spot, but the first three are pretty much locked in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So. Well, speaking of Samoa Joe, Wrestledream predictions, and we can start there. We can start the main event. So far, I think the card's looking pretty good, other than one in particular thing that Espo shared with me last night. But we'll start with Hangman and Joe. I think this is going to be a banger. I don't think it's going to close the show because I do think they're going to let Darby and Mox, but I could see what they're going to do here is because Joe is like a tweener right now, and I could see where he loses, but then the rematch. It's like the AJ Cody Owens.
Hangman goes to like raise his hand or something, and like Joe gets pissed off and like, chokes him out.
Yeah, that's what. And then the rematch is some sort of stip. I think that's going to go, but I think this is going to be like a solid 4-star because my theory is they're going to be saving some stuff. That's what I think they're going to hold back a little bit because then I think the next show, Full Gear, he will main with Joe, and they'll make that like street fight, death match, something. But like Joe and Paige, I don't know if they've done one-on-one. It's been
they've definitely fought before because the story is that Hangman is like Joe never, or is it? I think Hangman never beat Joe or something like that.
It definitely happened.
That's the story.
Yeah, I'm trying to find when they had a one-on-one match. I guess it must happen at some point if that's the story, but all the clips right now are of course coming out. But it to me that's like and it's so funny. Last Gimmick, we were all like, what are they gonna do? And we said they're gonna have to turn somebody, and what are they doing? They're turning somebody, which makes sense. And Joe's a good guy to turn because Joe's like, I don't think any of us believe he's gonna win, but at the same time, like, you never know. Like even when Joe won the title the first time, it was like, oh really? Like they're letting Joe beat MJF. Okay, true. And then we found out MJF was injured as fuck. But like, Joe is that type of guy that Tony could just wake up that being day and be like, you know what? I really love those ROH matches. And then, and then like, so I don't think he's going to win, but I think it's going to just be a really solid, like hard hitting match. It's going to be an ugly match, which I like,
Yeah. I think Hangman's winning this and Samoa is going to turn afterwards and it's going to set up, a rivalry between them two. So Hangman better get used to having his wife's name called out over the microphone.
Or those kids. Yeah. And I just wonder with Hangman if he wins via just a legit pinfall, or if they pull like a roll up here or something, like he just catches Joe and that's how Joe's even more. Actually, they could easily do the like Coquina clutch into the Bret Hart legs up with the roll. Like that's one of my favorite pins ever is you roll back and you use the guy's shoulders against him. So I could see Hangman doing that to Joe and Joe's all mad and sweaty. And then plus on Dynamite next week, I can't remember who they're defending the trios title against.
LFI.
Yeah, I don't see them dropping that, I guess.
But it's the team of it's LFI, but no Sammy. He's still banned from Dynamite.
Yeah,
but it's Roosh.
Yeah,
Beast Mordos and Drilistico, I think.
Yeah. See, again, I guess we didn't even talk about that too, about Andrade. We'll get there, but I kind of wish Andrade was over there, and then because if you got Roosh, Andrade, and Beast like that could win. I don't think they're dropping the titles then, but I could see Joe dropping those trios titles soon if he does the heel turn, because I just feel like that's going to be an issue.
It's not like the trios titles like matter. Honestly,
that's true.
Like,
no, you're right.
You're right. Give them to like ROH, just like permanently, like
or at least just cross brand where they can go back
in.
and forth. Yeah. No,
just a unified trios, and it's.
I mean, the crazy part is like they were unified. Like I forget who had someone had both of them, and they never that was okay, they're gonna unify them, and then they never did.
Yeah,
it's different people ended up winning them.
Yeah, no, weird stuff. Let's see here. Now we'll start at the bottom, work our way up. Hurt Syndicate versus Demand. I don't know what we're doing here. As I've said, these guys have something on Tony Khan. They have some footage. They have something. They took him to Vegas and got him in trouble. We do not need this. Again, I legitimately thought when they did that street fight, that was going to be it, and they'd move on. But, the fact that
not full year, we get Ricochet versus MVP.
Oh, we could. And the fact was, I thought what was going to happen, because there's been... MVP said in an interview, and there's been rumors that they might be adding a fourth member, right? Someone younger. So I thought the story was going to be... MVP's in these matches, they lose, and that's the story where MVP's like, hey, I just don't got it anymore, but I'm going to find you guys the right third person, right? If this was...
MVP needs his win back.
He needs his win back, yeah. But if this was the Demand versus the Hurt Syndicate, and it was mystery partner, and it was that was real, okay, I could see that. It's a new signee, you get a pop. Fuck, go get Wes Lee. I don't even know why WWE released that. To me, that's a they're not getting Cedric, because Cedric fucking went at TK on Twitter, so that's not happening. But if this was, it's a mystery opponent and Wesley comes out, there's a pop, I get that. That's fine. That's a pay-per-view spot. But just MVP, Bobby, and Shelton again versus the Demand, which
MVP says, Wesley contract not up for 30 days. Let's do this here, and we're running back at full gear.
He could. Oh, yeah. No, it probably could, and Ricochet's talented, but this is not what I want for... And it sucks, because it felt like when he got to AEW... He's just good match guy.
He's gotta be up there in worst faction names.
Absolutely, yes. But what sucks for Ricochet, when he was doing this psycho nerd thing, it was starting to work. He was starting to get some momentum as he was a loser, but if you crossed him, he would sneak attack you with scissors. It was this is. But now the Demand just feels like they threw an anchor on him, and he's just he's just stuck here. So
what they did. It's what NXT did to Wesley. They just gave him these two other big guys to be his tag team, and
and
really
how'd that work out?
Care about him.
So this will likely be I'm gonna eat bathroom. I just and again, I'm not a big Hurt Syndicate fan in general. I was starting to like the end of their tag run. They took the titles, but yeah, I got no excitement for this whatsoever. At least this could. Why didn't they make this a street fight on the PLE, where at least we could get some weapons going on? Just a regular trios right now. My only hope is they make it a tornado trios or something. Just make it crazy. But no, I can't defend TK on this one here. I'm over this feud big time.
none of this makes sense, especially since you literally just had the street fight. Like the street fight should have been your ender.
That's a
And then to come
blow-off.
back and be like, well, we're gonna do a regular trios match. That's like saying Hell in a Cell wasn't good enough. So you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna do a regular 15-minute match to end a SmackDown.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's some other example like recently of like a stipulation match to build to a normal singles match. I'm trying to think of what it was, but yeah.
Okay. If you do, let us know.
It makes no sense.
Next, we got Jimmy Hayter versus Tekla, which I really like because I like that there's a women's match with no title on here. This is a feud that has been building for a bit. I am on the Tekla bandwagon somehow. I enjoy her work. I like her. Everyone knows Jimmy Hayter's my girl, so I like seeing her getting some PLE pay-per-view time. The only thing I would love to know is I would love to hear that Monet is also on this, so then we show... Because my worry is like, well, we only got the two women.
Someone posted that she's like in Mexico or
oh,
something.
fucking course she is, because we can only have two women's match on a like AEW. Like, oh
and
my.
Willow is now a pre-show exclusive wrestler because she's on the 0 Hour again.
Yeah, I just... Where's TK? Just...
Huh?
It's like, I'm just...
Huh? Isn't that right? Huh, brother?
I just like, why? What? Like, I'm watching the Hurt Syndicate versus Demand for the 50th time, but we can't have three. We can't have Willow on here. Either way, I think this will be at least a solid like 3.5. I think they could have some good chemistry, and I'm hoping this is the start of like getting Hayter back on tracks. Because either way, I think that's what we'll talk about next. Whether it's Tony or Statlander, those are two good programs that Hayter and matches could have. And I've also said like after Tekla, I think they should just turn Hayter again. Like I think she's kind of floundering as a babyface. Like
join the triangle of madness.
I like the creepy goth girl gimmick trio. Like that works for me. But
go from for this like how she's been doing this 70s type group, just go like a
no. I don't want her with them. I don't want her with that. Just heel by herself. Even though I think it is really. I get Sky Blue because I think Sky Blue is still kind of limited. I feel it's super odd for Julia Hart playing second banana to. I almost called her Tequila Tekla. Like I just think like Julia Hart was a TBS champ for like multiple months on PLE's pay-per-views, and now it's like she's just like a manager now. I like Tekla, but that's a weird like adjacent move, you know. But I guess we got the women's tag titles coming up, so I guess her and Sky Blue will be probably doing that type of stuff. But yeah, Dave, what do you think about Hayter, Tekla? Thoughts? Winner? Winner. I didn't even. I'm gonna say Hayter wins, but actually, don't know.
This is building to.
I got Hayter,
right?
I got Hayter winning, but I'm excited that
but could the babyfaces win Blood and Guts though, and she loses here?
I think Triangle of Madness helps.
Yeah, I forgot about Blood and Guts.
Tekla beat Jamie.
Now I'm on Tekla. Now I forgot about Blood and Guts. Yeah.
But I'm
because
glad
they announced Blood and Guts and they announced the women's tag team titles, and there's been no information or talk about either one since.
Yeah, I'm at least glad that they are on the main show because outside of the AEW Women's Championship, I'm like they're really hurting for some strong. And I'm glad that it's a 1-on-1. It's not like some random battle royal or some convoluted match. Like they're actually getting their time to shine. So I'm happy for that.
And it's a feud too, right? It's something they've been like feuding for a bit. So it's not just like you said a random thing. So.
I was gonna give this like the pay-per-view has like 2 women's matches, and like this one those non-title, there hasn't been one in like 3 years or something like that. And like on Dynamite, which is a 2.5 hour Dynamite, the only women's match was just the Mercedes Open Challenge, and there was a Tony and Statlander promo, but it was on Collision instead.
Yeah, which
that's
is
for
great.
The world title. But people are saying, we need the women's tag titles, and they're gonna be booked well, and like these things are gonna be on Collision by like month 1.
Oh, I that's my worry. It's gonna be that, and it's gonna be the pre-show as well. That's where you'll see the tag titles. And that's for me. It's just like it's.
They didn't book the men's tag titles or trios titles.
Well, yeah, like, and that's what I just don't understand. Where like do what you want with your money, TK. Like he's paying all these women, and he should be. As far as like you want a great women's roster, but then like let them show it off. Like you got enough where if this is a 12-match card, you could do 6-6, or you could at least do like, I don't know, 8-4 then, like you could easily do that type of stuff. I don't get me wrong, I am very happy they're doing Women Bloods and Guts because people have won that for a while, and I think that is lots of fun. They have tons of talent. It's just like, again, and it's different if it's like you look at the card and there's nothing you can remove, but when it's like the Hurt Syndicate versus Demand, even this other match, like again, I'm on the bandwagon of Brodito, but Brodito versus the Cal family, and it's Okada and Takeshita. Why I don't think it should be on the pay-per-view is because we know the story of this match. It's, they can't get along, and then Okada and Takeshita break down, and that's how Brodito gets the win.
The match on Dynamite where they had to beat the champs to get a title shot, and they just won. So.
Yeah, and it's just like, to me, that's a make that as a big Dynamite main. That is not the and it's not because it's a tag team. It's just like the story of what's going to happen here of them breaking up. It's like same thing. I'm very excited to just hopefully get to Takada, or that's their ship name, Takada, but like Okada and Takeshita, because like I'm sick and tired of the teasing and like the waiting and stuff. But yeah, I'll just say Brodito wins that. No one thinks the Callis family's winning. No.
Yeah. Takeshita walking into his, he's gonna be a double champion with the IWGP Championship and tag team title.
Let's see here. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. I think this will be good because they always have good chemistry. I think this, for me, it's like they've done this a lot, so I'm not itching at it. I just know it's like a solid match. So I don't know where I am on this. I think it'll just be a solid match, but I have no real anticipation just because I think they've done it a lot recently. But Kyle gets the win here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not like it's pretty self-explanatory.
Only way that Mark Briscoe wins is if, again, just like we were saying earlier, TK wakes up and he looks on his bedside and sees some old ROH tape, and
I love the Briscoes.
You know what? Briscoes are getting it. This is for you, Jay.
It's like, I just saw there was like a trending tweet on my algorithm about the Dustin winning All In, and people were like, why did they even do this? I'm still in the camp like, I understood her hometown. Adam Cole's a sad moment.
Adam Cole thing, like you just had like a heel winning those match right.
Yeah, it would be a major downer. So I get it, but that's where it's like, sir, sometimes TK just makes even to me, even like the Statlander thing was one of those, right? Where I feel like you just woke up like, you know what? Statlander should have a world title. It's like, let's do it by a roll up. And yeah, that's what we got, Statlander versus Timeless Tony Storm. But I legitimately think this could be the match tonight. I don't want to put that on them and be disappointed, but like I'm expecting at least 4 stars, maybe more. But I think they could do really well, and I'm interested to see what happens here.
They must have had singles matches before.
They have, yeah. I don't know if they've had them in a while, especially with her being. They've definitely done some.
I know the thing is that like Statlander hasn't had a title shot like before she won the title in like 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a while, and I don't even know if it happened. I don't think it happened when she was timeless. I think it was like the regular.
I don't think so. Especially I was thinking, especially with Statlander, like it was probably when she was like in like the full alien gimmick. So
which was
she's kind of bringing it back now.
Yeah. I like that it's like a mix of stuff. That's fine. I just don't actually hear talking about different planets and stuff. But yeah, I think Statlander wins here. I'm just curious of, is it? I guess it depends with the Paige Joe match, because I could see a thing where Statlander wins and Timeless Tony Storm's getting crazy, and that's how they turned her the first time, right? She lost the title, then she snapped and she became timeless. But if they're already doing the Joe thing, I feel like it's just going to be like a handshake, but Tony's going to be like disheveled, and we're going to see the madness happen. I think that we could, like, you could turn Tony, but like, does TK want to do that? I don't know. She's still so pop. So I'm saying Statlander wins here, but I don't know what the fallout of this match is, unless I actually have seen people booking that it's just Tony and Mina going for the tag titles, and they just do that. And you could easily make Tony Storm your first tag team champions, and sure, do that. So I'm going to say Statlander wins, handshake, maybe a kiss even to end the match. Like, I could literally see them kissing it out after, and that because the promo was good. But yeah, David, who do you got winning this? Statlander or Tony? Excited for this match?
I've got Statlander winning this. I have it being a just straight up respectful ending to it. And I say respectful, and I'm following it up by saying they are going to go for the handshake, and Statlander is going to be the one who kisses Tony Storm.
That should be what they do, yeah.
Like Tony Storm's going to reach out the handshake, all trying to be stoic, and she's going to reach in and pull her in, give her a big kiss, and roll out the ring. It's over. Then Tony Storm can go and chase the tag teams with Mina, because I think her and Mina in a tag team, it's just going to be it's going to be gold. It's going to be great TV. It's going to be so fun to
Yeah.
watch. And then you can have Statlander go on and do more and continue her reign as a deserving world champion.
I was gonna
Okay,
say
what
though,
do
if
you
you
think
get
is, like,
Tony the tag titles, that's a one way to ensure it gets on the main card though, because we know if Storm has those tag titles, she'll be on the card. So that's
Yeah.
maybe I kind of actually hope she wins it and they establish it
What do you
strong.
think is like the deal with the whole like Harley Cameron and Statlander thing? Because right now she's just sort of like Statlander's like whenever
Hype
she's like a
person.
tag partner or like sort of manager.
Yeah.
Like,
But
like,
Harley's
where's
with
that
Anna
go
Jay
with
though,
it?
right? I feel like
No,
they should.
because now Anna Jay has Tay
Oh,
Mello back,
yeah,
so,
Tay-
so,
yeah.
like, it's them.
I think you could put Harley and
And
Statlander.
I think I mean they kind of teased like Harley and Mercedes again. I feel like they
yeah.
could put them as a because Mercedes.
They should definitely do
they
them as a
did work
team.
together. Yeah.
They should, to me, the whole, if you can do the whole rock and sock Mercedes fucking, like, that's what you do is Mercedes wants all the belts, but no one will team with her on the roster but Harley. And that is like that's a really good, I guess it's almost similar to the Charlotte Alexa thing, right? But like,
Yeah.
I think they've already shown they have the chemistry. And when you got that, so I could see that, but then what I could see is they lose and Mercedes beats the fuck out of Harley. It's like it's your fault we lost, and then you could get one more title match after that, and then they should make those puppets. They need to sell these puppets. Like people have said it, but like, why aren't they selling the puppets? People, I'm not buying no puppet, but I've seen people in my time that said they'll buy the Mercedes puppet, so make the
Mini
puppet.
Monet.
Yeah, like. But yeah, no, I
that
think
money.
them as a tag team, and that's what they should. Even if it is random tag teams thrown together, every main woman should be in this. It should not just be here's the two teams that's going to be in the finals, and then a bunch of ROH fucking people. You know, like
I feel like they probably put Athena and Billy in there.
you have to,
too,
yeah, which I'm fine with. I don't know what they're doing with Athena with this world title. Had it for God knows however longest reign champion, and it's like I don't know. And then after that, I think we went down all of them. Oh, there's two more. There's Jurassic Express versus Young Bucks for $500K. So
'Cause
there
they
you
were
go.
begging Tony Khan for they said we need a
Yeah.
money match.
Yeah.
So they're doing this.
I could see a situation where the Jurassic Express win and they literally just burn the bag of money to like mess with the Bucks. That's what I think. Because like Dinosaur doesn't need money and Jack Perry's the son of Luke Perry. Like that's my prediction is they toss the money or they like throw it out some to the crowd like Andre the Giant style with Big John Studd. Like I think that's going to happen where they win it and they also it'd be kind of funny if Matt and Nick were in the crowd trying to get the money from fans. Like they don't actually take it, but like, hey, give me the fans. We'll give it up. Like there's some good stuff here, but I think this will be like a solid like 3.5 or if they do anything more great. But Jurassic Express was a good team. I'm a sucker for big man little man teams, and Bucks have actually I think kind of been like back in full form like the past couple months. So I think this will be a fun put this on after a low spot or a brutal spot. So but I think Jurassic Express they got the win here. You don't put them together to lose their match here. So
Not against the Bucks. I think that the Bucks would be more inclined to take that loss. I could see your point. I could see them winning and them having like a little duffel bag of money and the Bucks sitting there just like groveling and begging at the end of the match about how much they needed that money. And Jack Perry like reaches in, grabs like a small little stack out of there. Just like throws it in their face and walks off, and they're just groveling, picking it up off the mat just to show how poor they've become, something like that. But I definitely have Jurassic Express winning this.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, and then finally, Darby versus John Moxley, which I feel like this has to be. It's not in Washington, but I feel like this has to be the main event. And all I'm going to say is Darby's going to win, and it's going to be something with fire, because they've teased fire.
Yeah, that's how I'm thinking. Too.
Every
it has
week.
to be something set on fire.
No, it's in St. Louis. Darby is getting thrown off the arch.
Into fire. My only question is it a tease of fire, or is Moxley a madman and they're going to bust out the like the Jack Perry like Hollywood effects where they're going to put him on
legit
fire?
Put Jack Perry on
Yeah.
fire. So.
So I wonder what's going to happen there. But I feel like
I mean,
it's kind of weird if
he has no hair, so it's probably safer than when Jack Perry did it.
absolutely, yeah. But I guess it's weird that you
No,
put him
but
on fire and then he
Moxley
quits after.
also has a very hairy body, so if that
The chest,
fire,
yeah. You got to do it on the
Yeah.
back. You got to do it on the back. But I feel like Darby has to win, and then We gotta be. At one point, I thought Moxley would get kicked out. I don't think so yet. I think what they're just gonna do though now is kind of like we were talking about Becky. I feel like the next story is Moxley and God, why am I for Garcia? I feel like it's that like mentor mentee, and eventually Garcia making the turn on him, and I don't even know if that's right away. Don't know if that's down the line, but I think that's the story. I appreciate Garcia changed up his shorts a little bit. I still don't like them, but still they're like a little more like wrestler tighty. But I think Darby wins here, and this starts John back with his other crew there, and then I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do with Darby.
Say when I went to Dynamite last week it
Mhm.
was or no, it would have been the week before.
2 weeks ago, yeah,
Yeah,
the
when
homecoming show, yeah.
the Death Riders like were making their entrance, they played like I think they went to commercial like right as they were making their entrance because like the whole song played and even like started over. But it was funny because they made their entrance and like they were just like waiting in the ring, and after a while they all went to the outside, and Mox started making them do like push-ups and stuff like on the outside of the ring.
That's cool.
So like Claudio and Garcia were just out there working with Mox while they were waiting.
Nice. Yeah. So anything else? No one thinks Darby's quitting here, right? Like it's just.
No, I think
yeah.
I'll add. Do you think like Brian like straight up like helps Darby in this match?
It's tough. It's all a question of if there's interference, right? If there's not, then if it's 1-on-1, then no. I think
last match he gave him like the bag. You had like the bag prepared there, the plastic bag. I don't know if he gets like physical in this match.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I think they're gonna say that it's gonna happen at some point. I still think it's fucked up. It is. I think when they turn on Moxley, for some reason, I feel like I could actually see Brian snapping and like helping Moxley in a weird way because they started the whole thing.
Unless if it's like a spot where it's like the only like there's like no way Darby could like possibly get out of this without like legit dying unless someone stops Mox, then at that point Brian would like run in and like if like Mox has like a flamethrower to like Darby's face and he's gonna like shoot it and like Brian runs out and like pulls it out of his hands.
You know what too? Which would create good drama, even though I think people would expect a match. The only other thing is, if the only way I can see Moxley winning this is if someone quits on his behalf, and I could see them put Brian in that role, where if it were something like that, where he doesn't make the save, but he throws
like Brian like hung up or something.
He quits on they quit on Darby's behalf, and then Darby's a little mad about. But again, I don't think we're getting Moxley or Darby versus.
That? Like have someone quit on your behalf?
It's definitely happened it happened. You know what?
I was thinking more like Darby says I quit because they're gonna like do something to Brian.
Oh yeah, you could do that too. Yeah, you could do that. It did happen one time. Really weird poll in SummerSlam 06. It was Ric Flair versus Mick Foley, and they were doing this storyline where Melina had like a crush on Mick Foley and she quit on his behalf, and then the Raw after SummerSlam she nutshot him and was like, I can never date a loser like you. We all knew that he had a wife and kids. It didn't work at all, but she's like, I can never be with a loser like you. This was, I'm not sure if you've ever seen this, I suppose at one point in 06 they turned Mick Foley heel for he wasn't even an active roster guy, but they turned him heel at One Night Stand. It was him and Edge versus Tommy Dreamer and God, why am I forgetting? Terry Funk, and they got the win there. And then they started to do this weird storyline where Melina had a crush on him. It was Ric Flair versus there's Ric Flair versus Mick in an I Quit match, and Melina quit on his behalf. So it has happened in I Quit history where someone has quit on your behalf. I don't think
they're doing that.
I don't think so, but they could. Maybe TK's like, I really loved that Ric Flair Mick Foley finish, but but I agree with you. If Darby loses, there could be a chicanery way of Brian's in danger, Brian quits for him. So you know what? Actually, it's not 100% because to me, I thought the whole story was like Darby getting the 1, 2, 3 on him, not quitting. Because I said this last time. Moxley quit in the
third match.
They could, but Moxley quit in the match with Hangman. It's not like a big thing that Moxley will quit. We just saw him tap out 2 months ago. The man will quit. Just get a chain around his neck. He'll say I quit. Like, it's not like a guy that's never said it and it's like, okay, who's gonna say it? We know Moxley will quit. That was the story that Hangman got. So that's why maybe Darby does actually lose in some weird way, and then Yeah, I don't know. Again, if they have a final match, they need to do some Monsters Ball. Like they need to give.
like they need the exploding barbed wire death match.
Yeah, and that could be it actually. That so you know what? I'm like actually really 50-50 on I guess it depends its placement. If it's last, I don't think Moxley wins cuz that's just like a downer kind of an ending, but if it's in the middle of the show, I actually could see Moxley winning it. So I think it all depends on what goes and fuck, just make Statlander and Tony the last match, but I digress. So, well, we'll see. We'll be back next week to break that all down. Any other WWE news or stuff we'll talk about. And then, yeah, I suppose we'll have the draft stuff ready. And, yeah, we'll probably have the next...
You're talking about, TNA. It's never going to be the number 2.
Right. You know what? We can maybe talk about Bound for Glory next week.
Bound for Glory, which one of those has more tickets sold, what's it called? Wrestledream is a bit above 4,000, and Bound for Glory is at, as of a few days ago, 6,000.
That's really good for Bound for Glory. That's a great haul. Yeah. So there you go.
They're set up for 6,500, so they're probably going to get that before, and that would be the most attended Bound for Glory ever.
Yeah, it was the WWE rub. It's helping them out. So we'll have to see because good thing with AEW, they usually have good walk.
I can look up the Bound for Glory card just to see because I don't even know all of it.
Oh no, I have no idea. So it's just
I can read you these matches and you can react to what they are.
Sure. Yeah, we're not doing full predictions.
I was about to say, other than the tables match, that's the only one that I know of.
I know Trickin' Santana now because you told me that one. So that one I know.
Okay, I'll read you here. So you have the Iconics versus the Elegance brand for the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championship.
And didn't she say she's retired now?
It's
or something?
The other two.
She's retired,
she's
but the other ones are
retired for some. No one knows the specific reason, but it seemed like something. Yeah, she. Some people think maybe they even gave her I don't know. It's weird because she won the title and I don't know
she was probably making more money on OnlyFans with Paige Van Zandt. And she was like, I don't need this anymore.
Good for her.
I don't know. It seemed like it was a medical.
It was weird when I saw that news. It was weird.
She was pretty sad about it. Okay. But yeah, that's the match. Then you have Frankie Kazarian versus Steve Macklin for the TNA International title.
Okay, didn't know there was an international title. Cool, there we go.
It's like a new title.
Okay, there you go.
To me.
Macklin is the first champion, and Frankie beat him for it a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Then you have Tessa Blanchard versus Gia Miller.
God,
which Gia Miller is a backstage interviewer.
Who?
They gave her the Gunther feud. She lost. Tessa lost the match, got mad, hit the interviewer, got suspended, and now they're having a match. So she's the Pat McAfee of this.
I will not be watching a Tessa. If I watch any of that show, Tessa Blanchard will for sure be the bathroom break. I will not be watching any Tessa Blanchard match in 2025. My God.
Then you have Order 4 versus the System in a hardcore war match. So
okay, I know who the System is, but I don't know.
No.
I don't know the other.
Order 4 is Mustafa Ali's faction.
Okay, there you go.
So he has 3 bodyguard type dudes and a woman. So
just a bunch of bros versus Moose and Brian Myers and all of them.
Moose, Brian Myers, JDC. Alicia Edwards and what's the guy's name? Eddie Edwards.
Okay.
Hardcore War. I don't remember if that's in a cage. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think it might just
good.
be
6,000. I know. I was just looking at it again. I guess I forgot they do have Hardys versus Dudleys. That's a big
Hardy's
match.
Dudley. That was the only match announced for 3 months, and just with that they moved 3,000 tickets. So
people love the '90s Attitude Era, man. They love it.
Then you have Kalani Jordan versus Indy Hartwell for the TNA Knockouts Championship.
Oh, so we're just WWE NXT match going on. Okay, cool.
Then the Leon Slater versus Javon Evans.
That'll be good.
For the X Division Championship. Then you have one final table. the Hardys, not the Hardy Boys, versus Team 3D, not the
Yep.
Dudley Boys.
Gotta be Team 3D,
in a
yep.
tables match for the TNA and NXT Tag Team Championships. I think they both have to go through tables. I believe that's the stipulation.
Oh,
for
I
the
like
match.
I like those type of matches because they go longer.
Yeah.
So I like that opposed to just the one table. Okay.
And then the main event, at least according to this poster, is Trick Williams versus Mike Santana for the TNA World Championship.
It should be the main. You can't, as much as they're selling it, you can't put the tables last because you don't know what's going to happen with that
That
match.
would be if they went on last. That would be a hilarious match. Like they're going 30 in this tables match or something.
Yeah,
I feel like they're
no.
still gonna go long because TNA their match their match times are just completely random. They'll have they had Tessa versus Indy was a 20-minute match or something like that, and it was a non-title match.
Jeez. Well, we'll see. We'll talk a little bit about at least the tables. I know I'll be watching, but we'll talk at least some news coming from that because
Yeah.
obviously it's WWE related. So yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll figure because AEW's on the Saturday, so yeah, it would be on the Sunday. So at some point, maybe regular time. So we'll be back next week, and we promise you it'll not be boring.
Bye.